We are here. It is time for some FACEIT League. It is time for Season 17 as well. As we got a major patch dropping, going right into, the final week of regular season here. Playoffs kicking off next week. Things are about to get interesting. First things first, let's take a look at our standings headed into the final week of play here for EMEA Master. For all of FACEIT League. Top 8 make playoffs. Bottom 2 auto-relegated, but hey, that's nothing to be concerned with, I don't think, for any of these teams. But we're going to move up a little bit here today. We're going to focus on Wasps taking on 0907, because not only, promotion relegation on the minds of some of these teams, but are you making top 8? Top 8 is your playoff line. Currently, 0907 are just outside of it with a tied record with Gasty 3 and SRPC. A win from 0907 would, against Wasps here today, could kind of make this all up for grabs, all very interesting as we're going into our final 3 games of the season. Now, that's another thing of note. Unlike Expert Division that only had 2 games to play left this week, there are still 3 games remaining for Master. You can see some of these teams at default are at 12 games played right now. Those with 13 have a game up, or 1 game ahead of what the default schedule was. So there are 15 games total here. So Wasp and 0907 still have 3 games left to play this week. So there's time for these 4 to really shift around. SRP check up against Anomaly and Gasty 3 playing good guys. So Gasty 3 with a chance to kind of take a leg up here. SRP check, obviously, that's going to be a tough squad going up against Anomaly here today. I know they've got a sharp eye on 0907 and see what happens with all of this shaken up. Now, let's go into our voting. Let's not miss anything here. Do hold the higher seed, the higher record. What were they? 8-4, 7-5. They're for 0907. This is going to be a Busan pick. We have seen, a little bit of changes and a great bounce back from 0907 this season. Struggled early with losing Jonowich right out of the gate to the aforementioned Anomaly squad. It felt like was a big heart of the team. Was always my point of contact for 0907, and was always a highlight as far as in game as well. So 0907 struggled and weren't even sure if they were going to be able to put together a team. They ended up getting Soaks in, and we're originally playing with Arizona, who had previously played in NA. It looked like that struggled a little bit. We are going to get Tracer banned right out of the gate, and there's a whole slew of patch notes I haven't even had a chance to talk about. Tracer moving up back to 6 damage is actually a big one. So let me go get that plugged in. We are going to start with 0907 in the red outlines. Back to my story of 0907. They struggled with Arizona. Never quite looked like they were on the same page. They were swapping time with Booga, and it never looked quite come together, right? I don't know of any better way to say it than that. This is 0907 returning, by the way. They were your Expert Division champions Season 1, went to Master, got relegated, went back to Expert, were your Expert Division champions in Season 3. Went back to Master Season 4, got 4th overall with an 11-4 record before the roster mania, and then started with this 0-4, just brutal start to the season. Like I said, really struggled to get their shit together. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But the turnaround since, the only reason I even bring that up, I know it sounds brutal, but look at the turnaround since. We've had Ginger Rifle come in, I think best known for playing in NA Collegiate with Cumberland U and part of their big glow up in the collegiate scene in NA. But Ginger Rifle comes in and they just they find their rhythm and have gone 7-1 since. Also we've mentioned this before, they also started the season against 3 of the toughest opponents, literally your top 3 in the division. You got to take that 0-4 start with a grain of salt, but I think the story still holds water. Because there were, it was a perfect storm of terrible for 0907, and they're able to get it, they're able to bounce back, they get the mental together. A lesser team would have absolutely crumbled under this. And so they're hitting a forfeit win against Anomaly, which is amazing, but they come around in 3-1 SRP check. This is good. This is a statement match, they're currently tied in the standings. Okay, this match has been pushed back to 2:15. I guess people are still trying to get in the server. Soak's just playing from a friend's house. I was watching stream anyways. No, I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing. Playing from friend's house, says Soaks. Couldn't get the game at home? Booga says playing with one hand in pants, other with a beer. Coach Maddox is not even on my PC right now. We are in for a good one, y'all. Quick look at Wasp's history, as well as the season record. One expert right out of the gate. First thing in season 2. So we have back-to-back. You have your season 1 expert champions and your season 2 expert champions here today. Coincidentally, actually, I should say your season 1 and 3 expert champions in 0907, and your season 2 expert champions in Wasp, which is kind of cool. Wasp have been a master ever since. Got 4th there in season 3. Always strong, always weird. Like, if you're gonna make top 8, if you're gonna be a strong contender in Master Division, you have to be able to take on the skill check team that is Wasp, the oddity that is Wasp. Most likely will not be playing meta. Let's kick it off. Another notable change, although doesn't seem to be a player this map, but Lifeweaver got buffed. Lifeweaver's continuing to get buffed. We may see the BAP Lifeweaver become more prominent here, season 17. But not an issue here. Everybody running. We got Brent Juno out for 0907 and Lucio Juno. Here, of course, Orange is going to be in the Lucio. With Tracer Band out, Hev is playing the Genji. Dives in onto Zypher right out of the gate. We got Zypher and Nokande in. Okay. You also have Buka in, as opposed to Ginger Rifle, who I was highlighting a bit before this match started. We did have first cap go over to 0907 through this fight on the stairs. Got a little bit chaotic. Looks to be a 3v3 on the outside. Wasp creating a nice mismatch here on the coastline, despite going down early in the fight. Gave them a chance, but with just Hev left, Zypher's able to clean up. Oh, hey, I owe y'all some Pretz. How about some Pretz? I know they're a little late. Whatever. Oh, Nevik says they all had to forfeit against Wasp. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. See, I mean, that stuff's good to know. That stuff's good to know. Well, right now, Wasp are on the back foot. Orange is going to drop in a sound barrier. Supportal still a little bit behind. Pretty fast sound barrier there from Orange, beating both Junos. But fortunately, they try to get a little too aggressive on it. Docky shuts it down. I mean, another reset here from Ostrix. And the rest of Waspo, no. We'll be returning with Blade. Orange is going to swap over to a Brig. Is headed up for the Lucio. Orbital and Blade thrown in from 0907 trying to hold this. They have overwhelming ults. This is going to be a tough ask. I mean, any way you slice it out of Wasp. Hev, Junker Queen, both go down. Oh. Junker Queen is QRXGO, by the way. It's going to be a 100-0 here to start things off. Great round from 0907. When we were talking about them kind of needing to punch up a little bit here. Or at least continue to keep that streak going. And with the loss to Arion, you know, I mean... But I think that speaks more to the strength of Arion, honestly, than anything else. So far, so good. Some wonderful, wonderful momentum right out of the gate. Booga was able to kind of dance around Ostrix quite a bit there. No changes compositionally from either side on sticking with the brig heading into University. Once again, we see a coastal side approach. Ooh, that's a boat. Anj and Zypher down. And Docky, wait, what just happened? What just happened? Oh, not another one. That's entirely close. Too close. All right, well, Wasp on the back of a couple of environmentals. Not even sure if Docky's was forced or not, but I'm sure it was. We're going to go with it was. Wasp were able to grab first cap. They're trying to push this, but Turbo Smooth wins that duel. We were kind of looking at their coast side. Dashes back in, right on top of Anj. Booger collapses, and the brig does not have enough shield to go around. It's going to be a wonderful retake here out of 0907. Great openers. Turbo Smooth gets access to that right coast side immediately. Wins that duel out over QRXU. We do get a late trade. Ostrix fighting Zypher here at the beginning of this third fight. Not ideal, obviously, for 0907. Missing a lot of punching power. It's just Turbo Smooth with the Genji here trying to fend off this Orisa. Highly mobile, but even not exactly known for high damage output. I mean, can get some burst damage in. And we're going to see Soaks fight Anj. Anj getting a little bit aggressive here in this map one. Big of aggressive. It's going to be a rally back to the outside. Turbo Smooth dies 97 towards the blade. We look for a quick recontest as soon as this rally fades. Oh, heavens, up on the wrong side of the wall, though. That was too early. The rally was still up. Soaks gets the stun, the combo. This fight continues to swing back and forth. Let's check in on this OC coming in out of JQ. Ends up being enough. I was realizing I did not finish my thought at all about me being in lobby versus the delay. And I really do want y'all's opinion on that. I've had a hard time releasing control of the camera when I was kind of referring to earlier. I like being able to control my camera angles. I enjoy it. I think that's the other part of it, though, is I really enjoy playing with the cameras and doing the camera work and finding cool camera angles. But also, there's a certain amount of coherency to what I'm looking at versus what I want to talk about. Like this blade out of Hev. Just swipe it at their demons. Turbo Smooth drops in. 3 juicy targets. Gonna try to chase QRXU, but they're able to slide through the hallway. Ends up kind of stuck and just swinging on a fortified Orisa. Booga gets popped. Anj with the rally. And looks like at this point we'll go back into Wasp's favor. But would it be worth turning the delay off? You know, would that be beneficial to y'all as viewers, as the community? I mean, enough. You know, it would be. I think it's quite the trade-off, and I think both have merits. Anyway, I was realizing that I had kind of got interrupted in my own thought press earlier. Yay! Yay! No ults for 0907 to come back into this with. We're running into a rally, not to mention that Terra Surge from Ostrix. That's going to be the push forward, and the Terra Surge used aggressively. Rally in play, and Soaks is battered down. Booga and Turbo Smooth kind of flipped the point, but nobody else is able to make it in with them. Oh! Booga gets back in mech? Oh my goodness. How does Booga get back in mech? Ostrix ends up in the pit, trying to chase down the baby diva. And 0907 kind of fumble on a chance to close out this map. We'll see if it comes back to bite him, and Soaks is now returned with the rally. Zypher on the high ground with a Deadeye as well. Move it around to the back. The Deadeye's going to find Nitrix and gets Hev super low. Hev dies. 99 to Blade. And 0907 wrestle control of this point on the back of a bit of a fumble there from Wasp. They had Booga at literal 1, and Booga's able to get around the corner and remake. After Ostrix falls into the pit, I did not see any... I mean, I think Soaks was dead, right? I did not see any boop or anything to cause the fall down into the hole. Blade now from Turbo Smooth to close this out. 0907 are going to seal this map. There is a touch. Hev is able to at least find one. QRXU tried to leap in with the OC, but will not make it onto the point. And 0907 steal University in a 1-0 lead. WPG, Hazard bad. Look at some stats there from map 1. What stands out in the stat card? Booga at 19 and 2 there in the Diva. It was a Wasp map pick as well. QRXU had highest elims in, at least for Wasp. Second only to Turbo Smooth and Booga in the lobby. Turbo Smooth also, though, I mean, most damage in the lobby on a Genji. That's wild. Most elims? Sure. Most damage? That's not something you see from a Genji very often. Wow. We've got Cassidy banned out from 0907. All right, let's get in WPG. Ostrix is on ball. Okay, have on the Tracer. We do have Ash Tracer versus the Widow Tracer. We're watching Zypher trying to snipe Nitrix at the moment. We are getting Brig Ana from both sides. Booga staying in to play the Diva here as anticipated as well. Ostrix has already found Soaks there. Long coast, though. Oh, yeah, perfect roll. What a, just the right amount of momentum. Oh, Zypher's in trouble. Jumping down. Docky emerges, putting themselves in harm's way to get that nade in. Everybody survives. We're going to be careful inside that room. Oh, no, wrong button. Booga and QRXU are able to trade out shots. Turbo Smooth has pushed a lot of progress. This card has gotten a bit away from 0907 here. One of the, I guess, the fallacies of the Wrecking Ball. And is back to Acre. They will find Turbo Smooth and get the kill on the Booga. But all the space give it up. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Docky? Docky! Also, Freya receiving no change, I thought was interesting. So, Dad is kind of happy with where Freya is at in the meta. And, you know, I hear from people say she's a must pick, others say she's overrated. Turbo Smoke comes in with 2. Oh no, what a pulse. Sorry I didn't get that one on stream, bud. I mean, that just might be the point. We are going to get a nano invested from Docky to secure it. That feels a little bit like overkill to me. But they will secure the cap with over 4 minutes in the time bank, so can't fault them for that. Heading up to try to challenge QRXU. Bugle would love to take away the top of shuttle. Does. Guessing QRXU did not have Coach Gun. Maybe he used it to get up there. Did not have the escape. It was a good shot from Docky combined with the dive. Docky is down there in a great angle, but that is a purple Diva trying to fly out of there with her defense matrix. Good shots, good cover from Zypher. Rally pop from Soaks. Soaks is up on top. Oh, 907 put themselves in a good position here to fight inside shuttle. This is going to get messy. Nano throw it on Ostrix as they roll into Mega Room. Able to punch down Docky, looking to finish off Zypher and successfully do so. Thwarted momentarily, but eventually make their way to Soaks alongside Hev, and that's a nice three-piece for the Ostrix Hev duo. That was an interesting bit of tech. Ostrix, like, okay. Grappled there, rolled forward, then kind of flung back up. That was kind of a cool piece of tech. I'm gonna have to try that. I am an avid ball enjoyer. Little sky ball, make it over. Quick little flick around. God, so hard to lock down that kind of movement. And Hev gets a pulse onto Docky. Wallow 907 is just sitting there struggling to get through these two doors. Hev is going to come up with multiple in this fight. And it's another stop here. Nearly 2 minutes eaten off this clock already. Ostrix is going to have mines to continue to make it more difficult. Quick coming through with a big raid. Thank you so much. I hope y'all had an awesome stream. Thank you so much. And hello. Happy patch day. Happy season 17. Hev and Ostrix combine to find Turbo Smooth. They're so good at coordinating their strikes. We're looking at a Nano Zypher, though, initially trying to find Nitrix. That should do it. Soaks is able to get in and pick up a kill onto a QRXU as well, who's on a Genji, by the way. Don't often see the QRXU Genji. Bullet shot blocked by the rallying Anj. And Ostrix and Hev able to come in and clean up this broken piece of a fight. I mean, Rosper is so good in these broken fights. God, he uses the jump tech to get up. There's so much ball tech like packed into every 10 seconds of Ostrix play. It's wild. Actually using the roll through perk as well, just for that extra damage to Booga. Gets the shots in, jumps in and peppers the shots in before dropping the pile drive. So much good tech. It makes it so tough for 0907 to push through these doors, but that pick from Zypher is enormous. It's exactly what 0907 needed. Now they got to survive through the blade of QRXU. Ostrix has already found two through that. Soaks, Docky, Zypher all kind of end up cornered on that high ground catwalk. It was such a good start. Zypher delivered two opening picks, go to 0907 before the trade comes through, but the blade from QRXU is just outstanding. So painful. Turbo Smooth had a 2K pulse earlier to open up point A. 12 seconds remain. Has to find access, ideally, to the Brig of the Yada. You got to get through QRXU first. That's too early. Does not initiate the overtime. First things first. Yep, let's get this OT going. Nano thrown on to Ostrix. Mines in the pocket. Big purple thrown over the top as well. Booga's going to receive the Nano on the other side. That was a late pile drive to secure the kill onto Docky. So cool. Woo! Hev just barely blinking out of the range of that pulse bomb in time. That was stuck to the wrecking ball. Zypher is still here. Throws a bullet shot down in low, but Ostrix is able to find that kill as well. Turbo Smooth and Booga, the only ones remain, neither with much health to work with. Hev is able to take care of the latter. Turbo Smooth still keeping this going. Reinforcements are showing up. There's not really any ultimates here. And 0907 are hoping this little push into the shuttle bay is adequate for a 2-0 lead. Have 24-2. Ostrix 24-0. The Wrecking Ball does not die on that defense. Zypher putting in a lot of damage. Zypher's gold damage in the lobby right now. And unfortunately, we only saw a handful of that damage converted into kills. You know, a small percentage of that damage converted into kills. And even, you know, like the important opening pick we saw onto Nitrix ends up getting negated by a, you know, blade coming the other direction. So it felt like when Zypher was finding success, the team was still unable to make good on it, and Zypher just gets popped by QRXU right out of the gate, trying to get a couple of take aims in. Now this very powerful angle overlooking the high ground could just be disastrous. So you end up with Oasis kind of having to pull inside here, make sure they're not susceptible to that sight line. I think Booga initially wanting to go challenge, but QRXU just still stands with perfectly free. I mean, just out here smelling the roses, putting down headshots. Has gotten the only 2 picks so far. Ooh, Boog was able to chase down Anj. Emerging from the high ground, but immediately 2 headshots come in. So 907 dancing around QRXU's sight lines as the 3 remaining players still hold on. Have creeping up, trying to get in a position. So that's given time for Turbo Smooth to return to the fight. 0907 back at a full 5. Wasp with high ground control, slowly inching forward. I say slowly. Ostrix is moving very quickly through here. Oh, one of the second damage gets denied. A lot of shielding on that, though. Rolls through to get an extra 400 shielding. Oh, what an enormous purple. Soaks has got to stay alive through that. Does. The purple phase. The heal is there. Rally online. Ostrix taking a bunch of damage going back into server. Gets the purple and does not get the mega. Well timed. Drops the fuel symbol. Burn bullet. Roll back through. Doki's able to find a sleep on this one. Does Ostrix suffer the first death? They do. First death of the map there for the hamster. QRXU sees all, knows all. Realizes Booga is not hiding in server room with the rest of the team, where Ostrix has placed a bunch of mines right over the mega. Zypher's got to ride into him. Doki looks a bit just kind of walled up here, nowhere to go. Pulse in from Hev, the rally from Soaks. They're able to survive, at least so far. Hev continues putting pressure in. Eventually, will find their quarry, their prey. I don't know if quarry is the right word. You know what I meant. One accurate rip shot to secure this. Booga's gonna come in and try to stall for some time. We actually have QRG returning on a Sombra. No longer on the Widowmaker. And that just sounds like a nasty duo alongside the Hev Tracer and the Ostrix Wrecking Ball. Ostrix just suspended in air, shooting down, it looked like. Defying the laws of gravity. Oh, great burst damage. I was talking about that. You've even not really known for the damage, but that burst could be there. That was a beautiful example of that. QRXU does eat a take aim, has to back away. Looks like the defense has managed to stabilize. Ostrix, yeah, Ostrix was felled the second time there. So I didn't catch it, but had to be. Like, it certainly felt like 0907 were under a lot less pressure. Let's check out this minefield. That's a sleepy hamster. Is that a Torb? Cypher's like, we're not giving up shuttle. Honestly, I love the swap. The Torb armor is gonna, I mean, when that's got armor, and with the overload, will negate, half damage on Sombra, Ball, and Tracer. So, I mean, this armor actually very, very smart from Cypher. Not to mention, just the spy checking and the turret can provide. Help control some angles. That turret has been moved here to protect Soaks in the back line. We do have an EMP available, and that's going to find 2 inside Mega. Booga is nanoed up. Docking themselves will fall. D-Mech has entered self-destruct to try to get back in Mech. Hev's not going to let it happen. Booga finds Hev with that self-destruct? Wait a minute. And Turbo Smooth is able to make good on this rally. The Cypher pick working out. Only a meter to go. Getting booped off by the Wrecking Ball. That was dangerously close to a C9 as 3 are purpled. See Booga throw up the defense bench. She's like, wait, where did that come from? Hev has returned. 0907 still looking a little uncomfortable here with less than a meter separating them from a tied series. In a must-win series for them. Cypher with the Molten Core help try to keep the Wrecking Ball, perhaps even the Tracer at bay. I should have said that the other way around as I think about it. Nah, maybe I had it right the first time. Oh, we're going to throw a little bit on the high ground. Of course, a little Wrecking Ball protection. It was a mean shot. We've had Cure actually go over to Soj, and you saw the rail go through Cypher. Fortunately for them, it wasn't fatal. Nano Boost, Mines, Pulse Bomb, all ready to go. There's the blink over from Hev. Greeted in the shuttle by Turbo Smooth and Booga. Minefield drop, Pulse thrown in. Nano thrown on top of Ostrix. It's all or nothing here as we get into OT. Booga and Turbo Smooth on the point. Turbo Smooth is low. The boop in from onto Soaks, but narrowly missing a mine. Ostrix less than half health. Suzu used helps protect from the pile drive. And Soaks is going to get another rally online. Boom, there it is. In play. Extra sustain. Self-destruct on the point. Nobody there. 0907 uncharacteristically benefit from a C9. They take the 2-0 lead in the series. Hollywood pick. Diva banned out. As we get a third Wasp map pick in a row. Let's go check out some stats there from map 2. I mean, Ostrix and Hev, were lights out on that defense. But not quite able to get that on the attack. It was so close. It was so close. I mean, huge play from Soaks in the brig there at the very end. Able to build that rally up in the nick of time. It was a big pick on Hev, I believe, early in that fight, is that final fight as well. I mean, Hev is able to return. But you end up with a good block, the Pulse Bomb landing right in front of Soaks. Get the block onto that. You just barely see the shield come up in time to get that one. I didn't see if it stuck to the shield or not. I just saw the explosion. Soaks there, But that was so clutch. That was so clutch. And then, of course, that wicked build time on that ultimate. Felt like the rally was there in back-to-back fights. I'm pretty sure it was, as a matter of fact. We are going to get the Diva ban. Booga stays in, despite that Diva ban. We also have Conde coming in for Cypher here for 0907. No subs for Wasp. Wait, that was a forfeit? I didn't know Arion did forfeit against him. It may have just been a scheduling thing. I mean, one of those things where like they know Arius is. I mean, it's essentially a varsity squad versus a junior squad. I don't know. I'm only speculating here. Oops. Here, let's get that 0907 ban in for you. Sorry about that. That was a Soj ban. There from 0907. So Conde and QRXU on the Casses. Hev looks to be sneaking around behind the team here, trying to converge onto Conde, who was halves. Kind of racing the damage for the heals. Hev steals away the little bookstore mini, or mega, rather. Oh, Booga's trying to push in, holding that very dangerous corner just below second floor cafe. Hev putting bullets in. Booga's going to use the jab spin to try to move down low. On a knife's edge, Booga finds QRXU. Now, the Bionet used defensively. I don't think Nitrix is getting out of that one in one piece. 0907 have control of the cafe, the point, everything they need here on Hollywood Point A. Oh, it was just a server thing? Like they were having trouble getting into the server, so it's just going to get rescheduled. That makes sense. That actually makes sense, Clutch. Good to know. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Maddie. A lot of ultimates, all 5 as a matter of fact. Available for 0907. Sox is going to pop the first one. Looks like a huge split though. Look how separated this squad is. They're still finding kills. I mean, Booga low. Daki does not survive the drop. Those mines on the objective there. Ostrich pulled in by the Terror Surge. Basically, just used a clear minefield. Turbo Smooth follows up on the damage from the Terror Surge, though, and Ostrich suffers a rare death. Is watching a respawn timer for one of the very few times throughout this series. Bob throwing in for QRX. Pulse ball from Heaven's going to find Soaks. Should have been watching QRX pop. Just like Coach going up through Bob in, executed Conde. Firing squad. Wow, what a spear. Bing. The boop? Oh! I thought the boop might actually be helpful. For a split second, it looked like it was going to be. But Ostrix gets the kill. Oh! A little bit of the old spin cycle, a little bit of the old washing machine there on the Booga. Just the back and forth fireball damage. Turbo Smooth just going to pressure cart from inside the clubhouse. Oh, I'm just going to take down Soaks. Look at maybe a little disjointed on the push up top. So now trying to push Cyan's Brig. Daki gets a orbital ray. Ooh, the orbital ray may be a little early, but you know what? It persists inside. Actually brilliant. Oh, the big brain play! And Booga gets the Terror Surge in for the icing on the cake. The results from an incredible setup of what looked like a suboptimal orbital ray actually ends up being big brain as the fight moves inside the clubhouse and the orbital ray finds itself covering that area. Rally to try to escape for a recontest, not getting anywhere, completely just stuffed into the doors. That was brilliant. That was, it looked so suboptimal. I was like, wait a minute, actually big brain. That was so cool. Why are you kicking my office door open, bud? What's up? What's up? I know you're a good boy. You're bestest boy. All right. Sorry, my dog is in here with me. Oh, doggo. Ostrix lurking with this minefield. Rally Impulse available. Keep an eye on Turbo Smoke. Okay, Turbo Smoke just once again under some cart pressure. Ostrix drops the mines in over the top. Oh, it is able to slam Conde and Soaks. It's a nasty spot for a minefield. There's just nowhere to go. Oh, I saw that. Ostrix, I think, was trying to maintain the fireball. Another mine, Soaks. Another mine booped you. Yeah, or Ostrix. Ostrix had a part in that too. Oh, the double boop onto Soaks' rally. Oh, that was dirty with the nano too. Does the hesitation, but doesn't lose the fireball, so they get the double boop damage for the finish. God, his wrecking ball is just a wonder to behold. All right. Now some tools online. Speed in. Orbital at the ready. Turbo Smooth doesn't have to cart Princess going up to try to find this pulse. Moves in. Damn it, I missed it. I saw it happening and I hit the wrong pot. Hit F6 instead of F7. Oh, that reminds me. I think I'm going to order a stream deck today. I mean, what a big upgrade that'll be for doing all of this. Oh, it's a big dynamite, but Current U ends up dead trying to go in. Little tiny Overwatch. Soaks doesn't mind that one bit, nor does this Terra Surge. That'll be a Gong of Death. Ostrix makes it back out with the touch. Gets the minefield in. Deadeye in from Conde. Has had most of these thwarted by the ball. Is able to run off Ostrix that time around. Beautiful headshot finds Anj. Rally now up from Soaks, the only standing Brig. Turn to find that. Ooh! Doesn't quite get KRXU. QRXU eventually finished off by Docky. And there's the cap in OT from 0907. Bodiodio-dio, bodiodio-dio, bodiodio-dio. Oh, I didn't go down far enough. I was close. I was so close. How? I mean, it doesn't get more even than that. Turbo Smooth 21 and 2. Leading the lobby. They're in Elims. Gold damage currently at Booga. But QRXU right behind on that. I mean, as far as team fight wins, it doesn't really get much closer than that. Double tap on to Turbo Smooth, but Soaks has gotten an opening pick on to Hev. Second time they've been able to whip shot Ostrix out of there as they're trying to cause problems. Turbo Smooth able to survive through it. Defense still 5 strong. Wait a minute. 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 How did I just say this? The damage boosted QRXU. We get the Orange Mercy. Something we don't see very often. Little push-up top. That's a 4-player Bionade in from Nautrix. But they end up dying for it. The damage boost ends up working out for a trade onto Daki, though. Each team currently missing a support. Ostrix 1 grabs the Mega. Does not have either perk yet, actually. Turbo Smooth with a pair of kills, including Anj, so no res available. Kade moves in to finish off Hev down in the Mega Room. We're going to get another good hold. This one's not flawless, as they did lose Daki early in the fight. You can see a taxi going back for... I believe that was Soaks who died later in the fight. Yeah, you can see Soaks returning now. Support ult's coming online. Both squads. Bop thrown in here from QRXU right out of the gate. Going to use that to move on to the objective. Rally thrown in as well as Nano and Valk. Just get a little look at a Valk. No one will linger on that for too long, but had to highlight it. Mine thrown out and a roll through will put Soaks into the spawn again. But Booga's able to find Nitrix in the corner. Catches him with a Terra Surge, and the Orbital Ray will keep everybody alive through the subsequent dive. Hans, just fly it around. Just fly it around. Ostrix is taking a tour of Hollywood, picking up every mega along the way. No late... Whoops. Oh. Well, that was kind of serendipitous. Oh, good shots from Kade. Maybe we'll get the res. Whip shot trying to force Ostrix down to the low ground where Booga can isolate him, but Booga is low. Does end up having to pop the Fortify, but there's a big purple over the top. And just not enough heals to go around. Both supports still trying to make their way back into this fight while all that was happening. Who ended up having to drop back, try to help Turbo Smooth. He's had their recall forced. And the cap has come through for Waspo, no, but Kane picking up a kill on it. I don't know. Actually, that kill on a QRXU has been nullified. There is a res in play. Some jump shots there. Have recall forced. Ostrix low. Both are just going to back away. Here comes 0907 looking to counterpunch, realizing it's their turn to go. Fine, Ostrix is waiting to drop in mines and kind of blitzkrieg, but 0907 are undeterred. Move just headlong into the back line, picking up kills onto all the squishies along the way. Yep, just follow the Dallas Fuel logos. You'll find them. It's like a little breadcrumb trail from Ostrix. Bob blocked on the front line. We do see Turbo Smooth ends up winning out that duel against the Wrecking Ball. Oh, Anj just ends up impaled by that spear. If a Terror Surge could do critical damage, Anj would have just eaten it. The real pros are calling him Le Turbo de la Smooth. Look at him go. Look at him go. Each play more magnificent than the last. Each kill more impressive than the one that came before. Okay, anyway. Head with a Genji swap. Immediately destroyed. And now, where Wasp's forte is really keeping up this highly aggressive pressure, you know, is doing such a good job of, you know, really restricting 0907, particularly on their defense in Watchpoint Gibraltar. 0907 have whittled this time down to right at a minute with that same kind of pressure here on Hollywood. Mine failed. Good pile drive. Conde just fate sealed from the moment Ostrix hit Q. Yet another Terra Surge! Anj did successfully get the res and pop Valk. Nitrix back in this battle, but only briefly. Orbital Ray in play. And we're right back to touching the spawn doors. Oop! That's a flash shot out of QRXU to put Turbo Smooth into a spawn timer. Boom coming in, pushing down low. Random screenshot to lock in. It's going to be a high ground QRXU high noon that finds Booga. Oh, the drop down gets the flashbang, but the recall puts Turbo Smooth in a perfect position. Dynamo turns at the wrong moment, and Turbo Smooth got their number. That extra buff on the Tracer coming in. Play right there. Looked like the final bullet got the kill. Move up. Pulse Bomb lands. The recall is good, but the Nano prevented Nitrix from going down to that. Anj is in trouble, though. Is taken off the battlefield. Still, the cart continues to push forward. Booga and Ostrix battling it out on the point. Ostrix has already claimed a couple courtesy of these mines. But Daki has returned to bolster Booga and to help hold in this OT fight. Turn to the corner. They've got a lock onto QRXU. They're going to translate Quid up top. Moving over to Sombra here for this overtime fight. Conde moves to a 76. Nobody has ultimates. Daki in trouble. Pile drive lands. The shots are good, but Conde's able to respond. Let's check in on the legs. Locked here. Try to make this hold. Try to secure this victory for 0907, and it does! 0907 get the 3-0 over Wasp Oh No and move up to 8-5 on the season, clawing their way up into that top 8 and a shot at playoffs here in Season 5. Now, that was a statement. That was a statement series from 0907. The ones you can't see are Soaks with 19 and 9 deaths, actually. But still, you know, not dying, a couple fewer deaths than the counter main support and Anj on the other side. Booga ends up 38 and 8 in the Orisa with 22k damage down there at the very bottom. Here, I can turn off. I've requested to get these ads removed again. I had FACEIT. They gave me FACEIT Premium, so I wouldn't get the ads. I guess that expired. So I'm trying to get that back. I'm sorry about the ads. Let's see if I can y'all see if I turn off the scoreboard? You can. You can. So there, you can at least see the stats. Good enough for top damage in the lobby. QRXU was close on the Ashe, but also led in deaths at 15. And we saw how close the teamfight wins were. It felt like the teamfight wins were neck and neck at the, at the end of round 1 there on Hollywood after 0907's attack. It did really feel, it felt pretty close in teamfights. The defense went way, way more in 0907's favor. 42 and 4 there for Turbo. La Turbo de Smooth. Oh, excuse me, La Turbo de la Smooth. And I think La Turbo de la Smooth would be your player of the match here today. An outstanding series. And really, I mean, you're up against such a difficult opposition and having to deal with Ostrix and Hev, and a lot of times QRXU moving over to a Sombra or a Genji, as we saw there at the, we were seeing the double flankers coming at you. Really felt, let me turn my score back on. Really felt like Turbo Smooth had a lot to handle here today and handled it all spectacularly. So I think I'm very confident in that player of the match. Got to highlight Turbo Smooth here today.